Good day to all of you. We will discuss the written account of Guillermo Mansangkay manifested that the first cry of revolution happened in Balintawak. I am Julia Quino from Bachelor of Science Industrial Engineering.
I am Robert Perrido, Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering.
I am Shane Nicole Poblete from BSCPE.
I'm Rafael Nicola F. Pugay, also from BSCPE.
I'm Renz Martin Reboggio from BSCPE as well.
I am John Cedric Di Rebulla from BSCP.
The memoirs of Guillermo Masangkay are very relevant because of the following. Masangkay participated in the cry of Balintawak. Masangkay and Bonifacio became close revolutionary associates in the Katipunan. Masangkay was one of the first initiators of Katipunan in the August 1892 through the triangle method of recruiting members. Olegario Diaz believes that the cry occurred on August 25 in Balintawak. Theodore Cala, a Filipino historian, indicates the location to be in Kangkong, Balintawak, during the last week of August. Valenzuela claimed that the cry occurred on August 24, 1928 at the home of Tandang Sora, Melchor Aquino in Pugad, Lawin, which he is now owns near Pasong Tamo Road. Pio Valenzuela is known for acting as the intermediary between two heroes of an ill-fated plan that could have resulted in the greatest tandem in the Philippine history. Valenzuela was born on July 11, 1869 in Polo, Bulacan, and was studying medicine at University of Santo Tomas, joined Bonifacio's Katipunan.
As described in his written account, Guillermo Masangkay declared that the historic first rally of the Philippine Revolution of 1896 happened at the rustic barrio of Balintawak on August 26, 1896. Further, based on his memoirs, a big meeting was held in Balintawak at the house of Apolonio Samson. Addition to that, the accounts of Dr. Pio Valenzuela, Santiago Alvarez, and Guillermo Masangkay is the three primary sources. They took part in the revolution as witnesses to what happened during the revolution. Their accounts provide us with context for what happened that day.
Significant events that happened. The meeting was opened with Andres Bonifacio presiding and Emilio Jacinto acting as secretary. The purpose of the meeting was to discuss when the uprising was to take place. There was a forceful discussion among the leaders of the Katipunan. Bonifacio asked the people to pledge that they were to revolt, and with tears in their eyes, the people, as one man, pulled out their cedulas and tore them to pieces. That started the beginning of the formal declaration of the separation from Spanish rule. Also, Pio Valenzuela, a close associate of Andres Bonifacio, stated in 1948 that it occurred on August 23, 1896, in Pugadlawin. Historian Gregorio Zaide stated in his books published in 1954 that the cry occurred in August 26, 1896, in Balintawak.
And next, the content presentation. Masangkay, a Katipunero Speaks, The Sunday Tribune Magazine, Manila, August 21, 1932. On August 26, 1896, a big meeting was held in Balintawak at the house of Apolonio Samson, then the cabeza of that barrio of Caloocan. Among those who attended were Bonifacio, Emilio Jacinto, Aguedo del Rosario, Tomas Remogio, Bricio Pantas, Teodoro Plata, Pio Valenzuela, Enrique Pacheco, and Francisco Carrion. They were all Katipunan's leaders and composed the organization's board of directors. Delegates from Bulacan, Cabanatuan, Cavite, and Morong, now the Rizal, were also present.
Around 9 in the morning, the meeting was opened with Andres Bonifacio presiding and Emilio Cinto acting as secretary. The meeting aimed to discuss when the uprising was to take place. Teodoro Plata, Bricio Pantas, and Pio Valenzuela opposed to start the revolution too early due to the reason that they haven't had enough preparation just yet. Plata insisted that they cannot start the uprising without weapons and food for the soldiers. Valenzuela used Rizal's argument about the rich not siding with the Katipunan's organization. Also, Valenzuela played an ever-increasing role in Katipunan operations, serving as the group's physician general and as part of the organization's triumvirate or the dreaded Camara Negra, alongside founder and Supremo Andres Bonifacio and strategist Emilio Jacinto.
He told the people that the leaders were arguing against starting the revolution early, and appealed to them in a fiery speech in which he said, "You remember the fate of our countrymen who were shot in Bagong Bayan. Should we return now to the towns, the Spaniards will only shoot us. Our organization has been discovered and we are all marked men. If we don't start the uprising, the Spaniards will get us anyway. What then, do you say?" Revolt the people shouted. And also, Andres Bonifacio, feeling that he would lose the debate, tried to leave the session hall and spoke to the people who were waiting outside for the outcome of the leaders' meeting.
Bonifacio then asked the people to give a pledge that they were to revolt. He told them that the sign of the slavery of the Filipinos was the cedula tax that was charged to each citizen. To prove that they were ready to revolt, they should destroy their cedulas. It will be the sign of all them have declared their severance of the Spaniards.
With tears in their eyes, the people as one man pulled out their cedulas and tore them to pieces. It was the beginning of the formal declaration of the separation from Spanish rule. With their cedulas destroyed, they could no longer go back to their homes because the Spaniards would persecute them, if not being Katipuneros, for having no cedulas, because people who had no cedulas during those days were severely punished.
When the People's Pledge was obtained by Bonifacio, he returned to the session hall and informed the leaders of what took place outside. There was no alternative. The board directors, in spite of the protests of Plata, Pantas, and Valenzuela, voted for the revolution. When this was decided, the people outside shouted, "Long live the Philippine Republic!"
At around 5 in the afternoon, while the gathering at Balintawak was celebrating the decision of the Katipunan leaders to start the uprising, the guards who were up in trees to watch for any approach of possible intruders or enemy gave the warning that the Spaniards were coming.
Led by Bonifacio, Emilio Jacinto, and the other leaders of the Katipunan, the men were distributed in strategic positions and were prepared for the attack of the civil guards. Guillermo Masangkay was with a group stationed on the bank of a small creek, guarding the places where the Spaniards were to pass in order to reach the meeting place of the Katipuneros. Shots were then fired by the civil guards, and that was the beginning of the fire which later became such a huge conflagration. And this is the end of our presentation. Thank you.